Now we have a really nice bit of theory, another really nice bit of theory, which is doubling, which allows you to become a bit creative and flowy, and certainly helps with speed. So there's certain letters that you can do this with, and I think it's fairly obvious which ones you can and which you can't. And the first is TR, so we're going to deal with straight strokes here. TR and DR. And what you do, it's doubling to represent R. So this is one way to represent an invisible letter by doubling the previous letter. So for example, if I was to write bet, if I wanted better, I just double the length of the T's. So now you see when I'm correcting work, sometimes I'm a bit strict about the sizes of your letters to keep them into proportion, because you have to show the difference between a doubled letter and a not doubled letter. Tin. If I double it, it's train or turn. So it doesn't matter if there's a vowel or not. So it could be train and it could be turn. In fact, you can turn it into a train, and that might help you remember it better. If I put an S at the beginning, strain. Whoops. So notice the blended N on the end, strain. But remember, there's certain times when you won't do it. So if I wanted strainer, I would then add an R in the normal way. Tip becomes trip or trap. Add an S, strip or strap. And add an R for stripper. Let's wait to do the DRs. T becomes tree. Tie becomes try. I'm sure you're getting the hang of it now. Straight, if I then double the T, becomes straighter. So I've got the R here and the R here. STR, stra, TR, ter, straighter. Okay, and you can do the same thing for DR. Put some lines in, mix up the colours a bit. Oh, just one more thing about the TR. It can also be THR. So let's do that first. So TR can also be THR. So LT, let, can become later. You know it's not letter because letter is a special outline, but it can also be lava. Fat becomes fatter if you double it, but it can also become father. Bat or bet, better or bather. Wet, wetter or weather. So it's very versatile, but you don't do that at the beginning, you only do that at the end. So if you get a THR at the beginning of a word, you've done this already, through, then you write it in full, TH. Threat, THR. Okay, so we'll do the last little bit with DR, which is quite straightforward. If you compare it to TR, and then you can go over it on the course before you move on. So DR, sad, becomes sadder. Lad becomes ladder or leader. What about sold? Doesn't matter about the spelling and the sound of it, remember, you're just adding an R on the end. So sold, if you add an R, could be solder, but it could also be soldier. Mad, madder. Bad, badder. Is there such a word as badder? Let's put this up here. Lead, leader, or ladder. So we're talking about an invisible R, because R is such a common letter, so it comes up very often. You need a very quick way of writing it, and because you can do it with these letters, you double them. But obviously there are certain letters that you're going to find out in a minute later on, like B for example, that you can't double, so there's something else for the B. But I'd like you now to go over the special outlines and groupings in the course and review this and consolidate this bit of theory, and then we'll continue with the last bit of doubling.